Breaking news at 5 o'clock on this story. A judge has just granted an extension to a Southern California city to prevent coronavirus patients from being quarantined there. Costa Mesa officials say the government wanted to bring up to 50 patients from Travis Air Force Base to their city.
This all comes as cases of the virus explode overseas. Italy now has the biggest outbreak in Europe. Streets in Milan, as you can see, empty. Bars ordered to close by 6 p.m. The spread rattling investors and causing the stock market to nosedive today.
The Dow finished the day down more than 1,000 points, the worst drop in 2 years. It wiped out all the gains made so far in 2020. All right, there are now 53 cases of the coronavirus confirmed all across the U.S. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Curtis May.
And I'm Adrienne Moore. CBS 13's Marissa Perlman is getting answers for us tonight about where those infected with the virus will go and how many there actually are, Marissa.
Yeah, lots of confusion as we talk about this throughout the evening tonight, guys. I want to go back to that. That federal judge listened to protesters both from the city and in the community in Costa Mesa to keep that temporary restraining order through next Monday. Now, this will block the federal government from moving coronavirus patients from Travis Air Force Base to a facility there. Now, this all started with a lawsuit filed by city leaders on Thursday in Costa Mesa. Now, they'd heard of a plan to move up to 50 patients from Travis who tested positive for the virus to state-owned land there. Now, this was the first time we had heard of that high of a number of people across the country who could potentially be infected, let alone here at home at Travis. So today, we went straight to the CDC to get answers and break down the confusion and the numbers. Leaders with the CDC at Travis tell us 53 people in the country have been diagnosed with the virus total. 36 people who were exposed from the Diamond Princess cruise ship, and 15 people are being treated locally here at area hospitals, but no one affected is on base at Travis. On top of that, the CDC says they have no reason to move anyone now.
Right now, we're not looking at moving anybody from Travis. This was preparatory work done in case a batch of tests came back positive and we had to figure out somewhere to put people into a potential isolation procedure with a positive coronavirus test. At this point, we don't have any needs to move anybody.
And in Costa Mesa, city officials there filed court paperwork on Friday saying they weren't notified in advance of all of these plans, of all of this movement. They want an adequate study to be done to decide if the Costa Mesa site is safe to house patients. Meanwhile, here at home, the CDC says there are still 155 people quarantined at Travis, but once again, none of them have positive tests or any symptoms related to the coronavirus, guys.
Well, Marissa, this is troubling because the CDC has been very slow to release information. We've had hospitals sharing information with us first about the patients they are treating before the CDC has. So there are some credibility issues with the information we're getting from the federal government right now.
Absolutely, and we've been trying to track down those numbers. It's kind of scary to see how long it took us to pinpoint those numbers, how many people in the country have been diagnosed, how many people here at home. So again, yes, you're right, credibility coming into question here, and again, to get that information out to the public as quickly as possible.
Well, and we also know the president, it was reported on Friday, he was very unhappy that the State Department allowed 16 patients that showed signs of coronavirus to come back to Travis Air Force Base. So we got to wonder if we're getting a true picture here from the federal government.
We'll still keep pressing for answers, that's for sure. Marissa, thanks so much for that live report.